All right, guys, you've heard of Viagra, Cialis. I mean, you've possibly even tried them, right? Well, today's video sponsor, Rugiet, is here to help. Looking for something beyond the usual pill? Meet Rugiet Ready. Other companies rely on similar ingredients to support blood flow, but Rugiet Ready is a next-gen prescription treatment designed to help amplify arousal in the brain and increase blood flow. Its 3-in-1 formula dissolves under your tongue to absorb fast, so you'll be ready in just 15 minutes on average, not hours. And the effects can last up to 36 hours. That means you can stay confident, present, and in control when the moment's right. Want proof? Over 200,000 men have made the switch, and you can read their customer reviews right on the site. Getting started is simple. Rugiet connects you with a board-certified doctor 100% online, and if prescribed, your treatment ships quickly to your door. Connect with a provider today at Rugiet.com to see if a Rugiet prescription is right for you. Use promo code ROB to save 15% off your order. That's Rugiet.com and use promo code ROB to save 15% off your first order. All right, everybody, Rob from Ready here, and I'm going to give you my quick thoughts about probably the most confusing record that's ever been set at the Nurburgring, which is the anticipated time of the ZR1, the C8 ZR1, and then the C8 ZR1X. Now, these are both great performance bargains. They're based on the C8 platform. The Z06, obviously, everybody knows it was a great car. The Z06 added turbos, became the ZR1. And then the most extreme version is the Z06 E-Ray, whatever it is. It's the turbo version of the Z06 motor with the electric assisted motor. So that's 1,250 horsepower, all the aero, everything like that. And we as in Chevrolet, a multi-billion-dollar company, went to the Nürburgring to set the record. And everyone was super excited. Rumors going on, like people on their Forzas saying like it's capable of 633 and coming up with all these different numbers. And then they came in, and I think they came in like 5th and 7th. Sandwiched in between them was a 992.1 GT3 RS, right? So my question, there's a lot to unpack here, and the most confusing part of it, and I don't know why Chevy did this, is they didn't use pro drivers. And now, objectively, the guys lapping the Nürburgring in under 7 minutes, to call them not pro drivers, they just don't drive race cars professionally for a living. But they're probably within tenths. They are at the level of a pro driver without being Max Verstappen piloting the car, or choosing some sort of celebrity pro race car driver to go pilot the car for this record, which is what a lot of companies do, because when you've got billions of dollars on the line, you want to go out and you want to show everything that the car is capable of, because no matter what, nobody else is going to be able to do that, but you want to show what the ultimate level of performance is going to be. Chevrolet did this very confusing, weird, like almost like humble brag to be like, they just tossed the keys to some dude in the parking lot, and he drove a 650 lap and broke the record for the fastest American car around the Nürburgring. They weren't far off from beating the AMG GT Black Series, which I think would have been like they're a second away. Why wouldn't you just try to beat that, right? Like, why wouldn't you go a little bit faster? The ZR1 and the ZR1X, here's the big takeaways that I'm taking. 250 horsepower, all this extra like performance with the extra 250 wheel horsepower, and I think it's even like front wheel, almost like a 4-wheel drive because of the E-Ray package, only picks up 1 second or just over 1 second on a 7-minute lap. That's the same thing, right? Like either they're not seeing the benefit from that electric assist after a while because the unit's not efficient enough, so they lose that initial thing. That could be like a drag racing trick where the ZR1X is going to go a lot faster in the drag race, but it doesn't maintain that throughout like a lap or a lapping session, which is important because if you're doing hot lapping sessions, you want to have this ultimate performance the whole time, which you get from a combustion engine until obviously heat soak becomes an issue. But you will not get it with the electric, and that's one of the big problems with electric. Only having a 1 second difference is weird to me. Beating the GTD, the Mustang GTD, by like 3 seconds, Ford's like, we're in. We're going to come back out there because we left something on the table. And I don't understand why GM would have left anything on the table. Why use the development drivers instead of putting a pro driver in, unless they put pro drivers in and they didn't really get much better on times, or they're running similar times. So they're like, you know what? Let's just go out and say we didn't use a pro driver, even though they may have done so for timing and everything like that for their fast laps. That they may have squeezed, the development of drivers may have squeezed everything the car has in it. And that would bring up my biggest concern is like, why does it have all this power and all this performance, and why is it only able to muster a 649? And that's not slow. I mean, the SVJ is right in that category. The two fastest cars, the AMG one, I don't consider that. It's a hypercar. It's like, it's a track car, right? It's not, that's a different category. And then you have the Manthey modified 991.2 GT2 RS. So that's a modified car. Again, we're talking production cars. Obviously, when I say production car, they're putting like the not the race tire, but they're putting the competitive tire on with the R compound, which is like the one, you get one good lap out of it and then the tires are junk, right? So they're putting record tires on the car to do this lap. Is anyone else going to see stuff like this? No. The idea that they're going out and putting down laps as if like anyone could just waltz in there and do it, no, it's weird that they would go that route. Now, especially if Mustang beats them, now they're going to have to bring the whole crew back and spend whatever, $2 million to go out and rent the track and do this and put a pro driver in there and then beat the GTD. It's such a confusing record attempt when you're trying to say, and this is the ultimate Corvette, this is the best they've ever done. I can't imagine them going much crazier than this without just going like full electric, and that sort of steals the soul out of everything. But I just don't see where the logic was. Like what are they proving by yes, they beat a Mustang, which is still, it's a more expensive Mustang. It costs more than the Corvettes in either trim. But why was there not a significant gap between the extra 250 horsepower? And I understand momentum and everything like that, but it's got to come out of the turns harder. It's got to do everything a little bit better to justify even offering it as an option. And 1 second on that lap is nothing. I mean, it's effectively the same car, or the guy took a couple of turns just slightly better. Having two different drivers or three different drivers in the three different cars, also confusing. We'll use the same driver. At least you have a constant across the board. If you want to use not a pro driver, use the same not pro driver so you can justify, like, we've done this, and you have a consistent data set. When you add more variables, one guy may be a better driver than the other guy. The other guy, like, there's so much confusion here. Like, if you're going to go set a record, these things are, manufacturers spend a lot of money to do it. I mean, it's $70,000 a day to rent the Nurburgring. Why would you not go out and give it the all, right? If you wanted to at least say, like, hey, we had our pro driver do it in 637, right? Great lap, right where everyone's expecting it to fall in with 1,000+ horsepower, because the Porsche, the GT3, which is in between them, only 600 horsepower. So what's that extra 400 horsepower, all that extra oomph? And it's not really gaining very much. That's not the brag that I would want to do. But you have all this, put the pro driver out there, let him do, like, whoever you can pay for anyone you want in the world, and put him out there, let him do a 637, say, also, we had Bill from the convenience store, and Bill from the convenience store did a 659, and we had our developmental drivers, they still came placed on the chart. They're 7 seconds behind, just so you see the skill set and how fast it can go. When I was on Banging Gears, it's a great thing, and I'm not going to give you the details because that show still may come out at some point in time. But my car, my Supra, broke before I got to film with it. I borrowed somebody's stock R34 GTR, and I was racing against a McLaren 720. I was like 8 seconds faster around the road course in a bone stock 25-year-old car than a McLaren 720. But then they expected me to beat her at the drag strip, and this woman was trapping 145 to my 112. There was nothing I could do, but that shows you what a driver can do versus, like, ultimately what a car can do if you just point it in a straight line and hit the gas. and the capabilities of the car. Can somebody else have lapped or done a faster quarter mile than her? Probably. They get a better launch, than whatever. But like at the end of the day, going out there, I don't understand why go out there. And this is a really weird video for me to make because I'm trying to get a ZR1 as a rental car right now. I've got 2 deposits on Z06s, which I want to move over to ZR1s. And I'm like, hey, where's my car? Why can't I get a car? Street Speed got a car. My buddy Christian got a car. And they're like, there's only like 100 of them out there. I'm like, great. But like they got me Z06s early through the VIP program. Put me back through the VIP program. Get me a car because this is what people want to do. People want to experience this. When I have one to rent, and that's what a great car to have as a rental car, you get it in the hands of people, then everybody gets to experience it. That's going to drive more demand towards the car because it's now like an elusive thing. That's why I want to get it and rent it. But who knows, especially after this video, where that's going to go. But I still don't understand the methodology behind going out there, and I don't want to call it a half-assed effort, but there's a lot of more questions remain than answers, right? Yes, it came in faster than the Mustang GTD, not by much. On paper, the car is a lot more, like performance-wise, than what I think the results showed. And that's where the curiosity now lies, and that's where the internet chatter will continue to take it. Now, I feel bad. This one guy just got a tattoo of the damn thing on his leg with the Nurburgring time. I hope they go out there and have their guy a pro driver, at least beat him by 4 seconds or something like that. So that guy's got to go like fix his tattoo. But such is life. Rob Ferretti, let me know your thoughts. It's great. Again, great performance car. I was surprised how much more of an advantage it had over just the Z06. So it's obviously the horsepower does give it quite the boost, but I don't know. There's a lot of data points that we're looking at, and then confusing stuff that like why was it slow? Like why was it not 20 seconds faster? Why was the gap between the ZR1X and the ZR1 not greater? And then why did you pick to use developmental drivers, just guys that are testing and tuning it and going around your racetrack, and then pretend like they're just like people from the gas station, versus just using a pro driver and showing us all one consistent driver driving all 3 cars and showing us what they're capable of. I guess we're going to find out in due time. So Rob Ferretti, thank you for watching. I will see you soon.